welcome to another week of iDMC Speaks. All right, it's Darius Charles.
And I'm Monique.
And guys, we want to thank y'all for just being here with us, enjoying y'all time with us. We won't keep y'all long, maybe about 15 minutes or so. Hey, but we have a very important, vital topic today. We're going to be talking to you guys about planting seeds and pulling weeds. Obviously, some of you guys may know about the parable of the seeds in Mark chapter 4, where he talks a lot about the weeds, the birds, the good soil, the stony grounds, and things like that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that topic today, is that good marriages and good families, they don't grow naturally, but the weeds do. Okay, so we have to be intentional about growing a good family, growing a great man, having a great marriage, and things like that. So, so guys, before we go dive into our segment, don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell. I used to say button all the time.
It's the bell.
It's a bell. So notification bell. But also copy and paste and share this with your best friend. Copy and paste and share this with.
I was gonna say, if you find our information, good, we have good vital information, send it to someone who you think that it can help.
Right, absolutely, yeah. So we would like to hear from you guys as well. We always ask for feedback and things like that. We'll give you guys our email towards the end of the video. So let's dive into it, babe. Pulling weeds and planting seeds. I think it was planting seeds and pulling weeds, I think.
Yeah, planting seeds and pulling weeds.
Planting seeds and pulling weeds. Okay, so being intentional about growing a healthy marriage or growing a healthy, developing or building a healthy family. Let's talk about that a little bit. Why is that so important?
I think it's important for you to build a healthy foundation. You know, plant healthy seeds in good fertile soil, if you will. Because, with the ways of the world, there's like someone is always going to be out to steer you away from, the path of righteousness, if you will. So it's so important that we, stay strong in our marriage, or stay strong in, the values, that we have, just so those weeds don't come in and try to, to choke us out.
So like we said, if some of y'all who don't know about the parable of the seeds, is Jesus was talking to his disciples, just explaining to them again, it was a story, analogy, and he was talking about there's four different soils. There's a stony ground, there's the fertile soil, which is the last, but there's one that the seed would hit the soil, but the weeds would choke it out. Which the weeds that we're talking about today is actually distractions. Things that will ultimately try to distract you from building a healthy marriage, a healthy relationship, or just developing a healthy family bond with your kids and things like that. And then the fourth analogy that Jesus used was the birds. So you may get, let's say Bible, let's say we talk about church, for example. You go to church, you hear the word, you receive the word, but as soon as you leave, maybe you got in a car accident and all of a sudden they took away what you just heard. And now that seed doesn't actually set in within your soil. So the idea of the weeds, so we have to be intentional about the marriage. Therefore, when the weeds grow, because the weeds, again, they grow naturally. They're going to come. That's like how life works.
And the doubts.
Well, I wouldn't say doubts per se, but troubles. Trials, all those things, that comes. And again, it's natural. That's life. I can't remember the scripture, but it says that there's a time for everything. I was reading one day, and it said there's a time to... Literally, it says it's a time to start and a time to quit. That's my first time ever reading the Bible. It says something about quitting. But it's a time to start and a time to quit. There's a time to reap, time to sow. It's a time for everything. So there will be times of trial. There will be times of crying. Here's what I would recommend. It's something that Monique and I think we do pretty well. We're 100% faithful to one another in everything we do. So regardless of what weed will pop up, whether it's job, whether it's business, whether it's your own thought process,
Yeah.
all these things that can kind of deter you away from just keeping your marriage sacred,
Yeah.
keeping your marriage first. Due to the fact that we're 100% faithful and honest with one another, we talk about things.
Yeah.
We let things we put things on the table
Yeah.
because of the simple fact that if she knows that her husband, her Superman, is struggling with something, and her job as a helpmate is to help me in that process.
Right.
We work at it together, right?
Yeah, I feel like we're pretty good at, seeking that out. We can tell whenever something is, troubling each other.
Right.
And so, I feel like my job as, his wife or his helpmate is to be like, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? Is, everything okay with you today? You want to talk about it? Sometimes you don't want to talk about it. Sometimes, we do, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, even the time when you don't want to talk about it, you come around.
Yeah,
eventually. And say, you know what, hey, this is what happened. I kind of feel like, man, I got too much on my plate right now, or maybe I feel down about what I've done or whatever. But like I say, the weeds of life, I believe, if you don't talk about those weeds and you don't tend to those weeds, that's a good one. If you don't tend to those weeds, it'll grow crazy. Right?
Yeah.
It'll grow really, really crazy within your marriage.
Snatch them up quick.
Right. It'll grow within your marriage. It'll grow within your family. It'll grow within your household.
Grow within your yard.
Right. And no one likes the weeds. I remember, Mr. Bill on
Yeah. He would have us pick, not us.
That's funny.
Never me.
Yeah. So the bad students, me, I would pick weeds from time to time, and it was weird. But I remember, West End was like.
That was like, I don't know. Fifth through,
it was 3rd through 5th.
Yeah, 3rd through 5th.
Yeah, so I would pull the weeds between 3rd and 4th and 5th grade. I guess Mr. Belmont was trying to shape me up for my marriage.
Yeah.
But that's funny. But yeah, so again,
that is funny.
Tend to those weeds. Tend to them. Talk about it. Put it on the table. Get help. Go to a counselor if you have to. Get involved in some marriage group, marriage counseling,
right,
within your church, and things like that. Or come to Stretch 20. I mean, that'll be something awesome too. You can come to that. So cool. Anything else, baby? You gonna hit on that?
No, we have a question for the crew.
Yeah.
So
so definitely, we got a question for ourselves. We're gonna answer it, and we also want you guys to answer it as well.
Yeah.
So it says here, what are things that distract you from the life of fruitfulness, and what worries of the world influences you? All right, so I'm gonna read it again.
Yeah, read it again.
What things distract you from the life of fruitfulness?
Okay.
What worries of the world influences you?
Okay. So what distracts us from a life of fruitfulness?
What distracts you?
What distracts me?
Okay.
I believe one thing that distracts me is maybe worrying about what others may think. That sometimes it distracts me because I think for the most part I don't care so much, nowadays. But there's always like a beginning, like whenever you're first meeting with someone, you think about like, oh, how should I be? How should I act? Should I just be myself? Or should I like level up or level down
right.
just so, I can impress them? And I think for the most part nowadays, I get to a point where I'm going to just be me. And they're gonna love me or hate me how I am.
Right.
So that's something that I feel like if I didn't worry about that so much, then I don't know. Like I guess the fruitfulness would be plenty, I suppose.
Yeah. Now, to answer that question for myself, I'm battling one or two. I'm thinking because I have a hard time agreeing with this one. So the one I want to say is that having too much to do, I disagree with that one because I don't think having too much to do stunts fruitfulness. So I'm going to go with the second. My second one I would say is inconsistency.
like being inconsistent in certain things,
right.
being inconsistent. Now, I'm always this way. If you go back and watch our very first video, I'm always this type of person. I'm not going to be super over the top excited on a video. But as far as like other things in my life,
Right.
for example, getting in shape, that's one thing that I'm not consistent on. I love to, I don't want to say I love to eat because I'm not really a foodie, but I do like good food.
That flavor.
And working out is a beast, it's a bear. We need Shelly Cardale or something to come work us out. But anyhow, so inconsistency would be mine. That's one of the weeds that distract me from being fruitfulness, being fruitful.
Yeah, fruitful. That's what it says.
Fruitful. Oh my God.
Fruitfulness.
Fruitfulness. I've never heard of it. All right, anyhow.
Fruitfulness.
So, second question was, what are the words of the world that influences you? What are the words of the world that influences you?
Words of the world?
Worries.
Worries of the world that influences me?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Words of the world that influences me, and I would say just at times, not all the time, the thought of being someone.
Thought of being someone?
Yes. Wanting to be known, wanting to be seen, wanting to be relevant and all that. And truth be told, what if, I'm not saying it is, what if whenever I was born, before I was born, God said, you're going to make an impact here, but you're not going to be famous. You're not going to be the biggest minister. You're not going to be the biggest marriage guy ever, but you will make an impact here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Sometimes I worry about wanting to be big, wanting to be known, wanting to be all over the place. And I say that's the words of the world because sometimes I might talk myself into the idea while I'm doing God's work. It's an impact, but what if God don't want me to be that big? That's when the words of the world comes. That's when the words of the world come in, because if I'm thinking within my own will that I want to be big, that I want to be all over the place, I want to travel over the world, and God's will is not that for my life, that's when it becomes of the world. That makes sense.
Right. And I think for me, a worry of the world would be maybe the opposite. Maybe not wanting to be big, or not even wanting to be like seen or being out there. Like, even though we do these videos, like all of this, like with Stretch and Unity Ministries, this was all Darius's idea. And
God's idea for
Darius. God's idea for Darius.
Right.
You know, he spoke to Darius, not me. And it's just, it's in the beginning, it was like a real struggle for me, like wanting to be, like being in front of the camera. But eventually, you know, I had to realize that, you know, God is using you for different reasons. He's using you and your word to be able to help other people. You know, the picture is bigger than just yourself, Monique. You know, you have to think unselfishly. You know, so I think that's something that I guess it's a worry of the world. You know, being selfish or being
it is.
You know, to yourself, or being an introvert.
So if you want to put those into two words, selfishness and, I'm just going to say, I'm not greedy, but greed. Yeah. Those two things. So guys, give us y'all feedback.
Yeah.
Answer those two questions for us. The worries of the world, and what is distracting you
from having a fruitful life.
Fruitful life. Thank you for helping me with that.
You're welcome.
So guys, I hope this was something that helped you guys out. Hope y'all enjoyed this week.
Yep.
Remember, you have to tend to those weeds. You gotta spend time on those weeds, because they are going to grow naturally.
Yeah, don't get distracted by them.
Absolutely. Good marriages don't grow naturally, but the weeds do. And I told you guys we want to hear y'all feedback. Y'all can leave us comments, send us messages. You can also email us at unity.growtogether@gmail.com. Please stay tuned to the very next week segment. We have some very good things coming up for you guys. Also, if you are in the Baton Rouge area, East Baton Rouge Parish, West Baton, I think it's a West Baton Rouge. Anyhow, but I know it's East Baton Rouge, Plaquemine, Bruley, any of those surrounding areas in Baton Rouge, we're going to be at St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church. I'll post the address here on the video. Come out. It's a free event. We're going to be exposing the secret to love.
Yes.
We're exposing the devil, right, babe?
We're
exposing
not exposing the devil, we're exposing love.
No, here's the thing.
The secrets to love.
The secret to love, the devil want to hold that thing back.
Indeed.
So we're exposing the devil. So we're exposing the secrets to love. Come on out. We will have gift giveaways, door prizes, and a phenomenal word from God. We would love for you guys to come on in and support and be there if you're in the area. Hey guys, thank y'all so much. We see you guys next week.
Bye.